When will you be going back to the Philippines?
Tomorrow. What is your best and worst experience here in the Philippines?
You don't have to answer.
No, it's fine. Because they'll be like, why is she crying? Are they not friends anymore?
Mamutag mga besh mga bay. Mamutag sa inyo tanan. Namoy mga pangutana og naami mga tubag.
I'm nosebleeding so hard.
Sige, so today we are going to do a question and answer. Kay tungod ugma, mulupad si Zoe sa Pilipinas.
Yeah, just me
And
for like 2 days.
Ako mo
Follow mo.
Ako mo sunod, ako mo apas, yun. Ako mo apas sa April 1. Sa Facebook kamo nagpangutana sa ako ha. Ako gisulat ug kami motubag karong adlaw.
Yes. And sorry if we're sweaty. It is so humid here. More humid than the Philippines, I promise.
Yes. All right, let's begin.
Without further ado, do we start?
Oh, sige, so una sa tanan. How many months were the two of you apart during COVID?
10 months.
10 months.
Should we like do a competition where like with the buzzer?
Nah.
Ah, okay. 10 months. Yeah, we were only supposed to be 3 months and then things happened with the world and it was 10 months. Would not recommend.
When will you be going back to the Philippines?
Tomorrow.
Next question, did you or Zoe catch C-word before? AKA yung sakit ba? Di ko pwede masultian na sa YouTube kaya basin maban ako. Did you catch it?
I didn't. I saw a meme yesterday that said if you have not caught the C word yet, you have no friends. So I guess I have no friends.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Because I've not caught it.
What took you a long time to cut your hair? Why did you cut your hair by? So, because of this, tungod sa parte ka init, parte ka, what's humid in Bisaya?
Humid.
Alimuot. Tungod sa alimuot.
Sweaty.
Nagpaalot ko, pero bisan pa, init pagyapon. And it's been 8 years since I had short hair, so I just thought it was time. Para mas maibog si Zoe ka na po.
Nah, my mom said that he looked like a bayot.
Sige, ang sunod na pangutana, what is your favorite Filipino dish of all time or favorite street food? Go na.
Kare-kare.
Kare-kare.
Kare-kare, but specifically my mother's kare-kare. Second best place is the kare-kare at Plantation Bay in Cebu. This is not a plug, it really is just that good.
Wala ko ko'y usa ka paborito yun, pero usa sa akong paborito is kinilaw.
Oh yeah, true.
With extra vinegar, you know, and sili.
Not the milky
Not the
one.
milky stuff, but dapat asulong gamay. So, kinilaw, it's pa good.
Balot.
Di ko na.
We just love a good barbecue.
Just a good barbecue. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's really street food.
Of course it's street food.
What's the atay? Is that what it's called?
The
Yeah, the liver. That's pretty good, actually. Atay.
Okay.
Atay lang.
I feel like saying giata, like liver. That's not a bad word, you know?
What is your favorite fruit in the Philippines?
Durian. Joke! I vomited a lot in
durian.
this video. Mango. No! Oh my gosh, I'm a vegan yan! Lanzones.
You like those more than mangoes?
Yes, of course I do.
Do you actually?
Yes, I actually do. They have to be good ones though, and the key is to get small lanzones, not big ones. Bigger the lanzone, bigger the seed.
True. And parang ako, manga or marang? Lami kayong marang. Or marang na manga. In Dumaguete, nope.
Pamplona.
In Negros Oriental, they have one mango that's the sweetest thing I've ever tasted, even sweeter than Guimaras. And they call it a marang. So,
But not
I don't know if
the
that's the real
marang.
name. Pero puerte ka tamis.
What are your phobias when you hear the word travel? What are the things that you may consider as a euphoric feeling? For me, gross bathrooms. Yeah, like, because I mean, we usually stay quite cheap unless it's sponsored, and if a place is dirty and gross, I just, because my background's 5-star hotels and I cannot, yeah.
Especially if you're traveling far and dapat ka mo CR sa usa ka terminal.
It's so
Patay.
It's so bad. No toilet paper there either. Yeah, just like,
Bring your own wipes.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, bus terminal toilets are
Yeah.
horrific. So things that we love about traveling, I guess. For me, if it's been a long time since being at the beach, that first like step into the salt water, gets me every time. Or meeting like local people that are really nice.
Yes. Local people, not so much tourists.
Yeah.
They're okay too.
Yeah, like we make friends, but it's always the most memorable experience if it's locals that bring us into their homes.
Because a lot of places are the same. Like Sri Lanka looks very similar to the Philippines. Obviously they have their differences. But the experiences with people,
Yeah, that's
what you actually like remember, shout
Yeah.
out. But it's true.
it is.
So, I'm gonna tawag yun. Put that in. I will put that in.
Okay, what is your best and worst experience here in the Philippines? Why you love Philippines so much?
So in my pila ka tuig, in my few years of traveling the Philippines, I've only had one thing stolen from me, and it was my iPhone 7 back in 2000, I want to say 18 maybe. Tulog ko sa
End of
usa ka dormitory hostel, so dagan tao sa usa ka kwarto. And then I was sleeping, pag namata ko, ikaw akong cellphone, so dili ko sagrado kung nang usa ka local nagsulot sa kwarto or usa ka foreigner. Ambot lang, pero that was bad.
Yeah.
And then I just bought like a little keypad, which was hard because walay mapa sa keypad cell phone.
That was when we first started talking as well. I was already back in Australia, but
I text you on my keypad.
yeah. That's funny. My worst experience, nothing really bad, but I always get sick. Always. It's pretty rare if I don't end up vomiting. I think every time I vomited, so there's something that makes me sick. Usually it's just me drinking the water accidentally or something. But yeah, I pretty much always have to account for...
LBM.
Well, no, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say just vomiting.
Vomit.
I always vomit.
Ako siguro na.
Yeah, you had LBM for like 3 months.
If you go to El Nido, beware of the water. For some reason, that's like...
Yeah, they got a problem there.
So many of my friends have gotten LBM there.
Yeah,
So
you can
beware.
read about it on TripAdvisor. Yeah, everyone ends up getting sick from the water in El Nido. We both have. It's so hot.
Take a quick break.
Sweat break. Open that little bit for me. I don't want your part.
And we go there.
Yeah, best experience in the Philippines. Anytime I'm in Camigan, of course. That's just home. So I'm so excited to go back to Camigan. I haven't been to Camigan in like 2 years, which is the longest ever for me in my whole life. So, Camigan! Okay. What is the best place you've been here in Cebu, and where did you meet your girlfriend, pretty girl?
Funny enough, we met in Cebu,
We did!
in Cebu City,
Yeah, at a bar with my dad.
at a bar. I ordered French toast.
Yeah, we met in Cebu. And then we hung out for a bit and went to southern Cebu and like Kawasan Falls and stuff like that. I can literally feel the sweat dripping down my leg.
My favorite place, sa Pilipinas.
No,
Or sa Cebu,
Cebu.
di ay. Southern Cebu.
Yeah, anywhere in southern.
The city, nindot ang mga malls, pero my favorite gyud ang nature, kaparo mo. Sa mga waterfalls na walay tao. Nami lista sa nopostcode.com, tanan ng mga waterfalls sa Cebu. Kung ganan mo magbisita, check it out.
Check it out. All right, this one's for you. How to start in vlogging industry? Since I am a neophyte?
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means. Maybe you type. Since you're a noob, any recommendations or suggestions? My vlog is all about la cuacherong maestro, so like the wandering teacher. Like they say, like don't reinvent the wheel. So the things that work for a reason. People like them. So yeah, see what works and then make it your own.
So go on YouTube and type in similar videos to what you want to make, and then find out what has a lot of views, and kind of do the similar thing, but just switch it up so you're unique still. And check out their thumbnails, see what kind of thumbnails are working, and titles. Thumbnails and titles are huge.
Yeah.
Because that ties into the other question, what do you do for a living? Making videos on YouTube and Facebook. Have been the bread and butter for the last 3 or so years. And we are currently working on No Postcode, which is blog, as we keep mentioning, which is basically travel guides around the Philippines and around the world.
Now Sri Lanka.
Now Sri Lanka. So she writes and I take photos.
Yeah. And then for me, I'm a digital marketing expert, specialist, whatever. So I do digital marketing for clients in Singapore, Australia, and Singapore and Australia.
What's the main reason why you're here in the Philippines at your first visit? So akong first time diha sa Pilipinas was in Negros Occidental. And because I served the mission for my church for 2 years, that's the reason I first came to the Philippines, and the reason why I learned Bisaya and Ilonggo. What about you?
Akong first time sa born.
Jason born?
Jason born. I was born.
She was born.
I was born in the Philippines. Didn't have much of a choice in the matter. Thanks, Mum and Dad. If we want to get into that backstory. No, let's not. Let's not get into that backstory. Yeah, I was born in the Philippines, grew up there, and have spent my whole life going back and forth. And it's home.
Who was your first Filipino friend?
Oh, this one makes me sad. Her name is Sylvia. And she's my best friend. Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no! I haven't had to answer this one before.
You don't have to answer.
No, it's fine. Because they'll be like, why is she crying? Are they not friends anymore?
I can just not include it.
No, it's okay. Yeah, her name is Sylvia. She lived 2 doors down the road in Comegan from my house. And she was a few years older than me. And we had a whole group in the Philippines. We're all best friends. We're called... and we're the Habangon kids of the 90s. But Sylvia passed away last year from COVID. So. But she has a beautiful little girl, and she has a little sister who's also part of the Habangon 90s crew. Ew, it's your sweat. Ew.
Open it.
Ew. So Sylvia is my best friend.
Water break.
Water break. Who's your first friend?
My first friend.
Are they Jukes?
I wish. My first friend, his name is Bro Johnny.
What? I've never even heard this.
No, you don't know Brother Johnny? He's a good guy. I met him on my mission. It was the first place I lived in the Philippines, in Old Escalante, north of Negros Occidental. And he helped me through the culture shock. He spoke a little bit of English, but he helped me learn Bisaya. But I was super culture shocked at first and like kind of depressed, to be honest.
You were just wondering where the toilet paper was.
Yeah, that's true. Still am.
Seriously, where's the toilet paper?
Shout out to Brother Johnny. I haven't seen him in a long time. Next question. How old are you?
Well, that's an easier one and less emotional. Unless I think about being close to 30. I'm 26.
It's not even close.
You are.
I am. I turned 29 in less than a month. April 22nd. But still 1 more year till I'm 30, so let go. Who is your candidate for the Philippines president? Who is your candidate for the Philippines president?
Psych! We're not answering that. He definitely can't.
Ako, dili ko Filipino, so dili ko pwede mo ingunan na.
Yeah, he's absolutely no position to answer that question, nor should he.
I do have a preference, but I can't say because
Yeah.
we just don't talk politics, period.
I can talk human rights all I want, but I'm not answering that question.
She can vote.
I can vote.
I can't.
Well, I'm Filipino. I can vote, but I'm not registered to vote because I missed the deadline. I was in Australia. So I can't vote in this election. I wish I could, though, because... Yeah, that's all. That's it.
But we do encourage you to vote. Do some research on who is going to make the Philippines better. All right, next question. What program, book, or app, or things that you use to learn Bisaya? Was it hard to learn the local language of the Philippines? Philippines, especially Bisaya. I can't even speak English. How did you learn the Bisaya dialect?
Babe, you gotta answer the question.
It's all the same question.
Oh, okay.
Before I came to the Philippines, I was in a class to learn Ilonggo for 2 months. So I learned the grammar, the basics, everything, which then helped me when I came to the Philippines and was put into a Bisaya location. So even though I studied Ilonggo, it helped me with Bisaya. But it also really confused me because Ilonggo and Bisaya are so similar, but so different. Like Karon is later in Ilonggo, Karon is now in Bisaya. The grammar is a little bit different.
Yeah,
it's
why are you gonna
confusing.
play like that?
But I would suggest just writing down a ton of words and phrases that you hear. Here in Sri Lanka, I have a ton of words that I've been writing down and phrases, and then just practice it to the locals. Our friend Dwayne Willie has an online course.
Phil Talk.
Phil Talk.
It's an app.
He learned the same way I did as a missionary, and so he teaches it the way that we learned, teaches the grammar. So if you want to check it out, he gave me a link, so you can click the link, go check it out. What Bisaya word do you find the hardest to pronounce?
Nyip, nyip.
That's what I was going to say.
Nyip, nyip.
Nyit, nyit.
Nyip, nyip.
I still can't say it. Slang kayo.
Nyip,
Nyit, nyit.
nyip.
Nyit, nyit.
Nyip, nyip.
It's much easier in Ilonggo. It's just dulong.
Yeah.
Basta foreigner, di kami kaya magsulti og nga.
Nya.
Nga. Nga. Nyit, nyit.
Yeah, any NG is not good. Tagalog is so much harder to pronounce because the words are so long. Ba ba ba, ba ba ba, ba 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 ba.
Yeah.
Makes sense somehow.
What are the Filipino attitude that you didn't like the most? Be honest and amping mo permi Zoe. You can hear my spit. Dehydrated. All right, you can answer that first.
Y'all gotta stop telling me I'm fat.
Too honest.
Dude,
Too
it's-
frank. Too frank.
To prank. Yeah, sometimes you're honest to a fault. I'm Filipino, sorry. Sometimes Filipinos, no, not including myself because I censor myself. Sometimes Filipinos are a little too honest, too brutal. Like my mum told him he looked like a bayot. Like, Mum, you shouldn't do that. And watch there be a whole lot of comments saying that I've put on weight. even if you think that it's a good thing. Like when people say I've put on weight, they think that it's good, like rice power, Tomsy power, but for me, I just don't want people commenting on my body. So yeah, I don't like that.
One of my experiences that was difficult is during the pandemic, the early stages of the pandemic in Dumaguete, when we're finally able to go out to restaurants, but still social distancing. There was one Filipino, Filipino, medyo pero hubog ni siya. He came up into my face and was like, Bisayang Hilaw. Remember, this is the beginning of the pandemic, so everyone's like super cautious. He's like, up here, Bisayang Hilaw. And Zoe has an autoimmune disease, so pretty risky. She gets, can't say that word. So I said, down na lang bay. Anak lang bay.
Ambak's not the word.
Huh? Did I say ambak?
No, my brain said ambak, but it's not. It's
Sumbag.
Sumbag.
Sumbag lang bay.
Jump bay.
And then he was very offended that I want to give him an up here. Ingon niya, wala ko'y COVID. And then ingon niya, ay suplado di ay si Bisayang Hilaw. And then I turned to him and said, dili ni siya personal bay. We're just being safe now. And then he just ignored me. He goes, That's his attitude. I don't know if that's not a Filipino attitude.
Yeah, that was just
akong
like,
experience lang.
So yeah, don't call me fat and don't get in someone's face during a pandemic.
Let's say something nice about the Philippines. What can you say about Filipino culture? Hospitality. Like we said earlier, Philippines is just a whole new level to other countries.
So in the Philippines, we've been invited to many birthdays of people we don't know. Christenings, whatever, fiestas, people we don't know who just want to feed us. They just want to feed us. That's why y'all call me fat, isn't it? Yeah, so we always joke like Filipinos will welcome you into their home and feed you. Doesn't matter how little they have, they will always feed you.
For some reason, if a foreigner says these cliche things, it's Pinoy baiting, but that's the truth. Now that we've been to other countries, we believe it even more.
And it's not Pinoy baiting if I'm Pinoy, so.
All right. Have you been to Dinagat Island? Many unexplored spots there. Speaking of Filipino culture, we have a video that says the nicest people in the Philippines. That place was one of the nicest places that we've been.
That's where I first taught English. I mean, I've only ever taught English once. That's where I taught English.
That's where Ma'am Joey became into existence.
But we have some of the best memories ever in Dinagat, so.
All right, last question because it is getting way too hot.
It's freaking hot.
And this video is already half hour long. All right, what is your greatest ambition in your life? This is a pageant question for Miss Philippines.
To be happy.
Da, da, da.
Mama said, you're a pretty girl.
What's in your head?
It doesn't matter. No, I mean, yeah, happiness is great. Nah, my greatest ambition in life is to open a dog sanctuary in Kamigan. That's it. I mean, I've got other things that I want to do, but that would make me feel really fulfilled because it's just something I want to do to give back and to contribute to this earth. And it doesn't benefit me in any way, just dogs.
But I would say to be happy.
Oh my gosh, you can't say that. We just...
Yes, because if I'm happy, then I in turn can make others happy if I'm in a good mental state. All right, we're gonna end this here. We will see y'all in the Pilipinas because we will be there in a couple of days. Sige, so mahuman na mong vlog karon. Salamat sa pagtanaw.
Ang pingotanan and see you soon.
Mabuhay Pilipinas.
Ayo, ayo.